For problem number 6, we are using memorized rules to find the coordinates of the image. So these are the memorized rules that I'm referring to. You might want to pause your screen for a minute and write these rules down. I'll give you a second to pause. And then here's the rest of them, down here, the rotational ones. So just take a moment, pause your screen, write these down. So this is what we mean when we talk about these memorized rules. For translations, though, you don't really need a memorized rule. It's more of a common sense type of thing. If I want to move to the right 4 units, moving left or right affects the x value only. So right 4 units means take the x value and you add 4 to it. So if I do that right here, if I add 4 to the x value, that's going to give me 3. And the y value stays the same. So p prime will be 3, 6. If I want to translate up 2 units, that will only affect the y value. So I will have x, and then I will have y plus 2. So I simply add 2 to the y value, that is all. So I will have -1, 8. All right, so now it's time for some of those memorized rules. If we reflect over the y-axis, our memorized rule says that a generic point x, y will become opposite of x, y. And again, I'm just grabbing this right off our memorized rules, opposite of x, y. So applying that rule. By the way, notice I read this as the opposite of x. I don't say negative x, because if x is already negative, like in this case, it's -1, I'm going to put +1. The y value stays the same, so the answer should be 1, 6. Next, we are reflecting across the line y equals x. Our memorized rule is y, not 8, y, x. So the y value is 6, and the x value is -1. So there's my yx. All right, 90 degrees clockwise around the origin. The memorized rule for that is y opposite of x. Okay, again, I'm just grabbing these rules right off of my memorized list. 90 degrees clockwise, that's y opposite of x. So I start with the y value, which is 6, and then I do the opposite of the x value. The opposite of -1 is +1. So the answer is 6, 1. Next, we're going to rotate 180 degrees around the origin. The rule for that is opposite of x, opposite of y. So the opposite of x is +1, and the opposite of y is -6. Okay, dilate from the origin by a scale factor of 3. We don't really need a memorized rule for this because it's such common sense, but when you dilate from the origin, you multiply everything by 3. So I guess if I did want to write a rule, it would be 3 times the x value and also 3 times the y value. So that's what I'm going to do. So 3 times -1 is -3. And 3 times 6 is 18. So this will be the image p prime.